He went to Pakistan and held talks with Hafiz Saeed. Ved Pratap Vaidik is on our live panel tonight. Maruf Raza joins us from London. Sanjay Jha of the Congress. Mahesh Jaitley, senior advocate. Yatin Oza, senior advocate of the BJP. We will be joined by Sudhanshu Trivedi of the BJP in a minute. Ved Pratap Vaidik, may I open up? By the way, to all our panelists, it's an open format tonight. I'm going to ask a few questions to Ved Pratap Vaidik. Feel free. Mr. Vaidik, I hope you can hear me. मेरी आवाज़ शायद आपको आ रही है. तो पहले मैं आपको 2-3 सवाल करूँगा and then we'll start. Yeah. So my first question to you, Mr. Vaidik, I don't know what this rubbish is which you are talking about, that, I was going there as a journalist. I met Hafiz Saeed as a journalist. You don't even have a transcript of that interview. You don't even have a recording of the interview. You are now pulling that out, saying I went to meet him as a journalist. No journalist goes and meets somebody like that. So why don't you just, take that excuse away? Let's begin the conversation. First of all, nobody accepts that you went to meet him as a journalist. I'm sure even you don't. Do you have a copy of that interview? Do you have a transcript of it?
I thought you are a journalist, Arnab. I always thought that you are a journalist and a good journalist. But today you are taking me as a criminal and you have started accusing me.
Do you have a copy?
You are teaching me.
Do you? Yes, I am asking. I am asking you today, Mr. No, I'm asking you today, Mr. Vaidik. Mr. Vaidik, I'm asking you today because I think that you are in the dock today.
I'm not going to listen to you unless you listen to my answer. I'm not going to listen to you.
Mr. Vaidik, don't have to lose your temper. You've done something wrong.
Arnab, shut up. You are a junior journalist. You dare to ask me...
Mind your language, Mr. Vaidik, with me. Mind your language with me.
What? You must mind your language.
Mind your language. Everyone across India is watching you, Mr. Vaidik.
You should talk to me. You don't accuse me. If you accuse me,
Mr. Vaidik, I have every right to ask you. Please mind your language.
Arnab, I always consider
Mind your language, Mr. Vaidik.
And you should mind your language.
Mr. Vaidik, I only asked you whether you have a copy of that interview.
How to interview somebody? I didn't interview him.
Mr. Vaidik, do you have a copy of that interview? Do you have a transcript of the interview?
Yes, I have.
Transcript of the interview, right?
And do you know, before you entered in journalism,
I don't care, Mr. Vaidik. Mr. Vaidik, my question to you is that I have a clip of your interview which you have given. Mr. Vaidik, 1 minute.
No, you are very unjustified.
Mr. Vaidik, I have a copy of an interview.
You are not letting me speak a single sentence. What kind of anchor you are? What kind of anchor you are? You go on speaking and you don't let me speak a single sentence. You did not let me complete my sentence.
Complete
you are a junior journalist. And you are teaching me how to interview somebody.
Mr. Vaidik.
Have you read my interview with Prime Minister Babrak Karmal? That interview went on for 3.5 hours. Entire world newspapers reported it. And there was no tape recorder, nothing. I noted down every word that transpired between him and me. And so far as I remember, I have interviewed, I have talked to dozens of heads of the states in the neighboring countries. I never kept a tape recorder with me.
So, Mr. Vaidik, now, Mr. Vaidik, I've listened to you. Now, will you take my questions?
What transpired?
Will you take my questions, Mr. Vaidik?
Now let me speak.
No, but you won't take my questions.
I will not let you speak.
No, you think you won't? Is it? You will not take any questions today?
Arnab, I can shout much more than you.
No, you don't want to take any questions.
Cannot shout. No, I will not let you speak unless you let me complete the sentence.
No. How long will you take to complete?
Don't accuse me. You should listen to me. If you don't listen
to me, Mr. Vaidik, you are the person who's gone and met Hafiz Saeed.
No, you should listen to me.
You hold talks with Hafiz Saeed.
Listen to me. Otherwise, I am not going to listen to you.
You hold talks with Hafiz Saeed.
You are wasting my time. You are wasting the time of...
Mr. Vaidik, I am being very polite with you, but you must take my questions.
You are your own image.
You must take my questions, Mr. Vaidik. You have gone and done a meeting with Hafiz Saeed. You must take my questions, Mr. Vaidik. Don't worry about my image. You take my questions, Mr. Vaidik.
No.
You take my questions. Don't worry about my image. You take my questions, Mr. Vaidik.
If you don't let me reply.
But Mr. Vaidik, you don't. Mr. Vaidik, I'll tell you one thing. You have replied now. You're not even listening to any questions. I don't think this is fair. You must listen to some questions. Now, I have seen here, Mr. Vaidik.
Look here.
Mr. Vaidik, you take some questions.
Participants. This is the problem with you. You are a very good anchor. You are a very good journalist. But this habit, of your uncontrolled habit. You raise a question.
You see a terrorist called Hafiz Saeed.
Let me complete first sentence.
Sir, forget my anchoring. No, forget my anchoring. I am asking you one question, sir. Please listen to me. I have seen here today that, first of all, everyone wants to know just one thing. There is an interview of yours where apparently you have said Mujahideen-e-Awal has, that is Hafiz Saeed, has expressed his desire to visit Srinagar, and you say, no,
your facts are wrong.
No, you say that if I was Prime Minister,
your facts are wrong. Your facts are wrong.
Mr. Calm down, sir.
Shameful.
No. You are asked a question about Mujahideen-e-Awal. Now, Mr. Vaidik, please listen.
Use this word, Mujahideen-e-Awal.
Have you been asked that question? Did you say if I was the Prime Minister, I would ask him to? If I was the Prime, did you say if I was the Prime Minister, I would ask him to leave his passport and visa in Pakistan and come to India as my guest?
You're a journalist. You must do your homework.
Mr. Vaidik, I'll tell you what.
Talking to me without doing any homework.
Mr. Vaidik, why did you meet? One second. Mr. Vaidik, first of all, remember, calm down. You met Hafiz Saeed. You've been caught red-handed. You've been caught red-handed meeting Hafiz Saeed. You have been caught red-handed meeting Hafiz Saeed, and there is no need to be aggressive with me on television, Mr. Vaidik. I think what you've done is absolutely wrong. I have great reverence for your age, but you've gone and met a killer of 2611. You have had talks with a killer of 2611, Mr. Vaidik. How can you have talks with a killer of 2611, Mr. Vaidik?
No.
Why did you have talks with him? Why did you have talks with him, Mr. Vaidik?
I call Hafiz Saeed as Mujahideen-e-Awal.
No, Mr. Did you or did you not meet Hafiz Saeed?
Immoral journalism.
Did you meet Hafiz Saeed? What kind of moral journalism is this where you say I'm going to meet Hafiz Saeed and make him change his mind and talk about how many wives he has?
You are displaying your incompetence.
Mr. Vaidik, you are displaying your nervousness. You have been caught red-handed. आपको आप समझ लीजिए पहली बात तो ये है देखिए वैदिक जी Mr. Vaidik, do not, now I am telling you Mr. Vaidik, calm down,
आप पे लानत है इस बात,
calm down,
आप पे लानत डालता हूँ कि आप उसको मुजाहिदीन-ए-अव्वल कहते हैं।
आपको पूछा गया, आप बात सुनना ही नहीं चाहते वैदिक जी, आपको पकड़ा गया, आप समझ रहे हैं,
उसको आप मुजाहिद बोलते हैं।
Mr. Vaidik,
बोल रहे हैं उसको।
Mr. Vaidik, you tell me one thing, just now please listen calmly. First of all, let me tell you one thing. First listen to me now, okay? I will ask questions, you will answer. I will ask you like this, you answer, okay? Let's talk in a decent manner. My first question to you is, sir, and please listen. You see, please, no, just listen, Mr. Vaidik.
Never.
Do you understand?
If you are dignified.
Now listen, Mr. Vaidik. People are watching you all over India and in 47 countries right now. Do you understand that the person who you thought?
They are watching you also.
Yeah, they are watching you. They are watching you, and they watched your meeting with Hafiz Saeed. Do you understand, Mr. Vaidik, that the person that you thought wasn't a big deal to meet not only masterminded the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks, but is the leader of a terrorist group banned by the United Nations Security Council? Did that ever occur to you?
Yeah. I know it.
You know it. Okay.
You know it and I don't know it.
Okay. So you know it? Okay. So my question is, what kind of international diplomacy?
Know it and I don't know it.
No, what kind of international diplomacy were you doing with him?
Deposited in your personality.
What
you
kind
know
of?
It and I don't
it's
know
all right, sir. Please answer my questions, please, directly. I'm asking you very directly. Answer directly, sir. What kind of international diplomacy were you doing with him?
What diplomacy?
What kind of international diplomacy were you doing with him?
You tell me what kind of diplomacy I could do with him. You tell me.
Then why did you meet him? Then why did you meet him, Mr. Vaidik? Why did you meet him?
Am I not a journalist?
You said.
Don't you know?
You said, Mr. Vaidik.
You were working in the same company where I was the editor.
Mr. Vaidik.
Don't you know that I am a journalist?
Mr. Vaidik, don't patronize me. I am asking you questions. I would never go and have a meeting with a terrorist. My question to you is, you say, do they have any idea about international diplomacy? No, you have said, one second, Mr. Vaidik, listen to me, Mr. Vaidik, listen to me, Mr. Vaidik. First of all, see, Mr. Vaidik, please listen to me. I have great regard for you for your age, but I must ask you this. Please explain to me, Mr. Vaidik.
But you deliver speeches.
Mr. Vaidik, please listen to me. You don't. Mr. Vaidik, a question goes. Everyone's asking you one question, Mr. Vaidik. Everyone's watching you right now.
If you don't,
everyone's watching you. Listen. Answer one question.
I am not going to take
answer one question.
I am not going to take it lying down. You will have tough answers from me. You raise questions, and if I don't answer, then blame me. But you don't let me answer.
You have not
anything.
answered yet,
You
Mr.
are
Vaidik.
presuming several things. You are accusing me. You are not listening to me. What is this?
Mr.
Is
Vaidik.
this good anchorism?
Mr. Vaidik, the question is this, and I will listen to your answer. You listen to my question. Now, here are some pictures of you meeting Hafiz Saeed.
But your question should be brief.
Yeah, my question will be fairly brief. I want a very direct answer. But now there are pictures here of you meeting Hafiz Saeed. Please explain to... Now listen, Mr. Vaidik, let me start my question. Please explain to all of us watching TV right now, what kind of journalist in a meeting with a man like Hafiz Saeed turns into a preacher and advisor asking the hardened terrorist to ask for forgiveness? Is that the job of a journalist or a psychiatric counselor?
No. You don't understand the role of an editor. You talk like a reporter. I don't think you have been an editor. You have not been a man of ideas. I have been a man of ideas. I have been an editor.
Oh
right
God,
sir. As I joined journalism at the age of 16,
Yes.
I became editor.
No, this is not the kind of journalism I believe
I'm a
in.
man of ideas. Look here. People, when talk to me, I not only interview them, and you know what's the meaning of interview. You view them from their inside.
Sir, you are talking
And
to
you
a
call me
murderer of
psychologist.
2611.
You call me a spiritualist.
You are talking to a
I'm
murderer
not
of
a psychologist.
2611. People will be laughing at what you say.
And Manmohan Singh was talking to the murderer of thousands of people. His name is Pervez Musharraf.
Sir, you-
Put Manmohan Singh behind the bars. Why don't you condemn Manmohan Singh? What are you talking?
Sir, you are talking to the man. Do you feel
China
guilty?
both wanted
Mr.
to
Vaidik,
enter
what are you
into a
trying to
nuclear
do?
war.
Okay.
And their ambassadors kept on talking.
Well, you
And
know,
as a journalist, I
Mr.
should talk
Vaidik.
to everybody.
Mr. Vaidik, one sec. Mahesh Jetpalan. Yes.